Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and welcome to the monthly vlog for May 2022. Let's do this.
Come on, let's go!
So May, this month has been honestly horrific by many counts, and there's really no changing that. But hopefully we can take a few minutes just here and kind of forget everything, wash everything out. So I guess before we start the toy news, just all take a deep breath, let it all out, and let's talk about toys and some positive stuff. First off, weather's getting warmer, which is definitely good. We are getting closer to the start of actual summer. Starts next month, and that definitely helps me just kind of take some space, and so I'm happy about that. As I've said, you kind of see me perk up, but just trying to focus. And so speaking of what, I actually kept notes on what happened this month. Haven't been meticulous. This is going to take, I think, a few months to really get into it and kind of get a flow and get a feel for things. But I just kind of kept note of what I found interesting, or the things that interested me, and hopefully, again, if you're watching this channel, hopefully they interest you as well. So first thing was SH Monster Arts Monster X. Went up for pre-order on various websites. I happened to stag mine through Big Bad Toy Store. I think it was Entertainment Earth as well, and Bluefin probably had it, and just a whole bunch of other sites. So I think that's still up for pre-order as well. So definitely get it if you are interested. I don't have any Monster Arts yet, and I'm really excited about this one because I love the movie. I love that creature design, and it was just awesome to see that. So really excited to get that one in hand. Says the end of the year, but that will probably be 2023 most likely, as we pretty much all know. And moving on, Lightning Collection Wave 11 is finally hitting pegs. It wasn't really delayed that much, and really cool to see. Definitely some regions got it pretty early, but I guess in general, it's definitely hitting more locations now. I'm in the northeast of the US, and we tend to get things pretty much last. So if we're seeing it on shelves, then it's probably around you if you're anywhere else. So definitely get looking if you're looking for it, or pre-orders are definitely coming. The Big Bad Toy Store just got the wave in, I think either today or yesterday. So those are awesome, and all those reviews are going up. I already, Dino Fury Red that review should be going up next week, I think. It's definitely, I'm actually a month out or at least a couple of weeks out with reviews at this point, so that's kind of nice. So that'll be going up, and I'll be recording the rest of the reviews over the next few days. So that'll be cool. Then moving on, as you probably all know, especially if you've been watching the channel, I'm not a huge McFarlane fan, at least with his current lines and stuff like that, except for a few figures. When they knock it out of the park, they knock it out of the park. And so I've heard a lot of bad things about the Doomslayer / Doom Guy mold, and it didn't really look appealing, especially in terms of the lack of articulation and stuff like that. However, we have never seen a classic Doom Guy figure, and we still haven't technically. However, McFarlane did announce their McFarlane store exclusive kind of classic Doom Guy skin of the Doom Eternal Doomslayer figure, the Doomslayer character. So I pre-ordered it because that's the closest we've gotten so far, and I definitely support that. So hopefully, it's definitely just cool to have on the shelf. I think it will be cool to have on the shelf. Because I've been waiting for this for so long, I'm still kind of hoping that either Storm Collectibles, Figma did a Doom Eternal Doomslayer, so I'm kind of hoping maybe they do it, even though they're a little bit smaller. And Figma's also a company that I hadn't had anything from yet, but I will have a review of a figure coming up soon, so that's also exciting. Moving on, then Marvel Legends, some Hasbro stuff. Not too much that really caught my eye. Again, I'm not a huge comic person at this point, but they did announce a Marvel Legends Mojo coming out, Mojo pack rather, with 3 figures and a Wolverine Slug. I forget the name of the pack right now because I didn't put that in my notes, of course. But definitely cool. I just kind of wish they only did they did Mojo as a single pack, because I really don't want to spend over $100 just for one figure, because I personally don't have an interest in the other two, and I'm assuming they did that to help with the availability and the actual like sale and margin, all of that sort of thing of the other two figures, and being able to get them out. And I totally respect that. So it's definitely up. That is available. It's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, I believe. So that is up right now. I'll actually put links to all of these in the description as well at the end of the video. Or I mean, not the end of the video, they'll be there now for the entire duration of the video's up. So check those out if you're interested. And yeah, so I'm passing on Mojo, at least as it is. I might check to see how individual pricing goes once people have that in hand and stuff like that, because Mojo's just like a really cool design, and I have a lot of nostalgia for Mojo, and specifically in terms of the first Genesis, Sega Genesis X-Men game, and you know, obviously that whole thing with the reset, and I think I made it to that point once. So so that's really cool, and just yeah, some good stuff. So you know, calling back to the days where I was reading comics more often, like that's cool to see. Using that to segue into Diamond Select, having some Marvel stuff, and as you know me, I love red versions of characters, or just red variants with figures, period. And you know, one of my favorite figures standing right now is the Marvel Legends Red Hulk that they released 2 years ago at this point. Wow. And Marvel Select's gonna redo theirs, because they had a Red Hulk that they released I'm not even sure how many years ago. It was relatively recent, but in any event, they have a new one coming out. It looks absolutely phenomenal, especially the face sculpt. So really excited for that. Got that one pre-ordered. So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing how that is. That's on that new Immortal Hulk body that they released, and I just never picked that one up. I had it on pre-order and I canceled a couple times just because of other stuff. But yeah, I'm not gonna pass a Red Hulk up. So really excited for that one. And then finally, last note I have here is just May 23rd was a pretty busy day. But the standouts to me, and the things I was looking at, was the Jurassic World Hammond collection, which if you've seen my reviews so far, I think at least one is up right now, and then Baryonyx and Parasaurolophus will be going up soon. Velociraptor is the review that's up at the moment, as I'm recording this anyway. And yeah, so the Sexy Ann Malcolm book kind of special edition went up on Mattel Creations, and it might be sold out. If it's not, I'll definitely leave a link in the description below. But really cool, and you know, just I love ridiculous, stupid stuff, so I pre-ordered it, and yeah, I'm excited. Looking forward to get that. So obviously that review will come up when that is released. And the other big thing, I think there were other reveals that day that NECA's done a bunch of stuff, and I'm sorry, I just lost track of it because it wasn't stuff that was directly in my wheelhouse, even if it was Turtle stuff, because I know they got some cool stuff. I'm digressing, I apologize. But the Super 7 Ultimates Slayer Minotaur went up for pre-order that day as well, and that I was psyched for, because I kind of passed on the couple of variants that they did for the reaction line, and don't regret it, because I think it's still available actually in the local toy chain that exists around me, called Toy Vault. Check them out if you're in New England, by the way. Excellent store, or at least the one near me is, and I've been to the warehouse sales, and those are fun. So but yeah, the Ultimates Minotaur looks perfect. Excited to get that in hand, because obviously I need a Baphomet on mine, in case you haven't noticed my tattoos. I'm trying to get them to show there. So in case you haven't noticed those before, yes, I have an affinity for Baphomet. So yeah, and all that being said, I guess that's it for the news for what I got, and I can see I've already gone 10 minutes. Wow, okay, so we're gonna move on to notable acquisitions for the month of May. So let's do it. So notable acquisitions for May of 2022, and there's actually a theme this month, and the month is May. The theme is actually tying up loose ends, and yeah, just basically a bunch of stuff that I've been waiting for or hadn't gotten previously. So case in point, our first feature here is the Power Rangers Lightning Collection TMNT crossover morphed Shredder figure, which I have been super psyched about since the beginning. It's beautiful. The review is recorded. It's definitely scheduled. It probably won't, I think it goes up for another week or so, but absolutely beautiful figure. Definitely meets expectations. Just, you know, it's absolutely fantastic. And I've been probably the one I was second most excited behind Morphed Raph and Tommy. So really excited to get that. Then moving on, so far I have reviewed all of the WWE Legends Elite Collection DX Army figures. However, I passed on Billy Gunn when he was first in stores, just for various reasons. I wasn't as into collecting wrestling figures as I am now, and now I'm just completely in it. So I kind of regret missing that, and prices on eBay have been kind of crazy, and I lucked out and found one where the box was kind of mangled, but I mean, figure's fine. So that works for me. And yeah, so Billy Gunn is here. I will be recording this review. Those views haven't gotten many, if any views at all. They've gotten views, but they're some of my least viewed, but I like consistency, so I will be recording a review for this just to kind of keep everything up to, you know, kind of grade, if you will. And yeah, so that's exciting. I was happy to get that. Again, eBay, I tend to have at least one eBay find a month, which is kind of nice. And then finally, tying up loose ends, going back to the SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Revice figures, and I found Revi before, or I got him through Big Bad Toy Store, and that came in, and that was cool, and I love that figure. But Vice came in and completely floors that one. Like, this figure is insane. I love this figure. This review is also recorded. That's going up next week, maybe, or I think maybe. I don't know when I have anything scheduled, but like this is definitely figure of the year contender worthy. So I'm just gonna say that here. So definitely look for that review, because I think this is gonna be hard to top. And that says a lot, considering in another video that's coming up later within the next couple of weeks, you know, the SH Figure Arts had disappointed me at one point with a certain figure, and I'll mention it. So if you watch all of them, you'll figure it out. But yeah, that one just absolutely kicks all sorts of ass. So yeah, that is acquisitions for the month of May 2022. So here we are at the end of the video. Finally, just some wrap up and personal notes. Thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. I definitely appreciate it. I know this is a bit of a longer one, especially with the news section, because just getting used to that whole thing and kind of getting used to a flow. So I totally appreciate any of you who are bearing with me here. And I hope it's at least entertaining or good background noise. And that being said, going right into it, spring cleaning is in full effect for me. So a lot of stuff going to be going up in the eBay store. I know I've said this the past couple of months, but I put some big items up there. I've sold a number of items, so I think I've got 5 or 6 items in my store currently, and I'll definitely have some more smaller stuff going in over the next couple of weeks. So definitely please keep an eye on that. And yeah, so you know, just kind of some basic stuff again, kind of getting used to or getting more an idea of what I actually want in my collection versus you know, what was exciting at the moment. And obviously these things change, and this is kind of how you grow as a collector, and kind of learning what you like and what you don't like. And speaking of which, actually that worked as a good segue. I didn't actually plan that. And to just, I personally have reached a turning point as a collector of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, which was the one line that I was like, okay, I'm 100% in, I'm getting everything that comes out. And as certainly starting at the end of last year and then kind of transferring into this year, I've kind of realized that I don't really need everything. Right? I never needed everything, but definitely kind of releasing or kind of relaxing my kind of like, okay, I have to pre-order everything immediately, because specifically SPD A Squad, that was one of the things that went up on eBay, and I put the whole team up, and that sold relatively quickly, which is good because I'm glad someone was able to get the entire team just in one go. And beyond that's the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Ninja Rangers, which we all know the stories about the QC on those. And yeah, after personally experiencing it and kind of seeing some in store, I was just kind of like, like that. I don't really need them. I don't want to have to comb through a bunch of figures to get ones that aren't absolutely mangled. And I don't know what happened there. Obviously, I am sympathetic to whatever happened at some level, unless it's higher management rushing people through things, in which case, screw them. But I feel bad for the anyone that had to deal with the like rushing there, because it's clearly a rush job, especially with the way the paints and joint connections have been. So yeah, so if you are collecting everything and getting those, definitely keep your eye out and try to get the best ones you can, because some of the samples are all over the place. And that brings us to the end in shoutouts, and yeah, a lot of familiar names. Again, if you want to be in the shoutouts, please interact and just, let's talk here on YouTube, on Twitter. I'm on there as well. Not on Instagram as much, but with more interaction, I might be swayed to finally start posting more there again. I should do it anyway, just for my own benefit, but we'll see. And so shoutouts first, Figure Trap. Great talking to you here on just and watching each other's videos and all that. So pardon the stall, but yeah, it's always fun. And next, someone I keep forgetting to mention because they're a friend. They've been a friend. I played shows with them, and just and they support me. I support them. But Nicoletta, just thank you so much for watching. And if you're watching this one, thank you so much. I'm sorry I've not given you a shout out before. And obviously not that you've expressed you haven't shouted me out or anything like that, but just like I realize like we interact all the time, and we retweet each other's stuff, and I just never brought you up. So thank you, Nicoletta. And Evil Villain, of course, been here since the beginning. Appreciate you. And another new one, my friend Drew, ex-bandmate as well, bring music stuff back in. So if you're watching this one, thank you so much, Drew. And finally, of course, my best friend Joe, who's been there for a long time. And yeah, always appreciate your support. So thank you so much to everyone. Now we're here at the end of the video. Thank you so much for bearing with this long video. Wow, now that I'm looking at, we're approaching 5 minutes on just this section. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up and say, I hope you take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.